What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video on SAT Math from the Scalar Learning channel. And today we are continuing with the recent release of the May SAT US version from the College Board. And we got the calculator section here today. And as you guys know, I love doing these live. So I'm taking it for the first time in real time as per usual, which means I haven't looked at the test before. I'm just giving it a go. And you're going to see me problem solve in real time. So again, I've set the timer up there at 55 minutes, which is the normal allotted time. And this is so you can see organic test taking. You can see strategies on the fly within the time setting. So it's going to be the easiest for you to apply yourself when you take this test. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right, it takes 6 hours to travel M miles. At this rate, how much time will it take to travel 5 M miles? It should be 5 times that, which would be 30 hours. Let me just make sure I'm not being crazy here. Distance equals rate times time. And then if I'd multiply both sides by 5, because whatever, 5M. Am I crazy here? Of course, is this obvious? Yeah. 6 hours to travel 5 M miles. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I'm overthinking it. Maybe thinking I made a mistake. All right, 2x plus 4 equals 100. What is the value of 6x plus 12? Now, they're giving you a little gimme here, right? You don't have to solve for x. You can just take this quantity, and especially when they do this, 6x plus 12, just multiply both sides by 3, and you get 6x plus 12 equals 300. Boom, done. Number 3, a length of 8 furlongs is equivalent to how many meters? Okay, so 1 furlong is equal to 201 meters, and now they want to know 8 furlongs is how many meters cross 1608 equals x. 1 furlong, 201 meters, 8 furlongs, just making sure it's not missing something, because see, I don't like it when these answers are so far apart, right? But it's got to be right. 1 is 201. Okay, we're good. Number 4, the curve models the number of fish in a certain population. Which of the following is close to the number of fish in the population 16 months after January 2015. Okay, so this is 16 months after, so 15,000. These questions are weirdly too straightforward for my liking. The curve models the number of fish. Just following is close to the number of fish in the population 16 months after January 2015. So this is number of months after January 0. There's 16 months right in there. Okay, I guess it's good. Number 5. What is the ratio of AB to BC? AB to BC is 20. Oops, what's happening here? Oh, glitching. Sorry. Back up. I don't know why it's glitching like that. Come on, buddy. Let me make sure I didn't. Whoa, it's really slowing down. Okay, that's good. Okay, come on, Miro. Oh boy. All right. Oh boy. 20. Oh, come on. Don't die. 20. What's happening? 22. Is it my computer? What's happening here? 22.5. Okay, let's hope it doesn't happen again. So 22.5 is the ratio of AB to BC, but you can reduce it. A ratio can be reduced just like a fraction. Divide both sides by 5, and you get 4. Oh, come on. 4. Wow, Miro, my dude. 4 to 1. Oh, but they have it here is regular. Okay, come on, baby. Don't be crazy, Miro. Come on, get your stuff together. I wonder if I refresh the page. Let me try that. Hold on. Okay, let's hope this is better. Okay, each of the whole numbers from 1 through 20, and let me make sure all my other answers are still up. Yeah, okay. Each of the whole numbers from 1 through 20 is written on one of 20. Each of the numbers 1 to 20 is written on 20. The pieces are then put in a hat and mixed together. If the piece of paper selected at random from the hat, what's the probability that the number is a multiple of 3? So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18 as the multiples of 3. So we got a 6 out of 20 chance. Boom, done. Okay. I'm so paranoid about this board now. The table shows the maximum depth in meters of the 5 deepest oceanic trenches. So this is the deepest right here. So the range, when they say range, it's the distance from the essentially the deepest, the biggest number to the shallowest or the smallest number. So this would be the smallest, right? 10,047. And then let's just use our calculator here, because why not? 11,033 minus, what did we say? 10,047, right? 47 is 986. Boom, done. Number 8, the relative yield of corn expressed as a percent and soil pH were recorded for 5 samples. So yield as a percent and pH recorded for 5 samples. So there's yield, there's pH. Notice again, I'm really taking my time to understand the graph. So it's like, hey, the pH relative to the yield. So it to some degree, I guess it's looking like lower pH maybe has a higher yield, although it's not necessarily maybe not. And these ones, the higher pH, the higher yield, right? Okay, anyways. For the 5 samples, yield of corn relative maximum. Okay, for the 5 samples, the relative yield of corn reached a maximum when the soil had a pH of 6.8 and then decreased as the soil. Oh, got it. So the relative yield reached a maximum so they're saying the best yield, that 100% would be at 6.8, which is like right around here somewhere, and then decreased as the soil pH increased. So it should be peaking here and then decreasing again after that. It looks like this one. See, that looks like 6.8. It's peaking and then decreasing. And let me just make sure. The relative yield of corn reached a maximum when it had 6.8. Yeah. And then decreased. I think it's C. I think it's C. All right. Next is 9. After a new car is purchased, the value of the car is modeled. Let me go back to the timer. The value of the car is modeled as a function that decreases exponentially over time, which is line could describe how the value of the car changes each year. Each year, the value of the car is 800 more. Nope. First of all, it's decrease. Nope, that's linear. Each of the value is 8% more than the previous year. That's exponential, but that's increasing and decreasing. Done. Let's make sure I didn't skip any questions. 8, 9. It's only 2 questions on this page. It looks like 10. The daily high temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit for city in the month of February 2000 summarized up. Man, there's so many box plots now. Every test, there's a box plot. I summarized in the box plot. Which of the following is closest to the median of the high temperature? Median, you just got to know that that's the middle part. This is the lower quartile. This is the upper quartile. This is the min. This is the max, okay, just so you guys know. And so it looks like it's 41, 43, 42 approximately. Boom, done. Numero, we need 11. The solution to the given system of equations is AB. What's the value of 3A plus 3B? Got it. So we gotta get the solution. So I'm going to use elimination. I'm going to multiply the bottom one by -2. Why not? 2A, then rewrite the top one. Negative 2A minus 4B, right? Everything multiplies by -2 equals -38. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Sorry, I'm putting on my finger protectors because I write so much. My fingers hurt sometimes. Okay. Cancel when we add these together. B plus -4B is -3B equals 17 minus 38 is 21. -21, divide both sides by -3. B equals 7. Plug it into either. Let's do it here. A plus 2 times 7 is 14 equals 19. Therefore, A equals 5. So 3A plus 3B. I can also factor out the 3 and say 3 times A plus B. That's 12 times 3 is 36. Boom, done. Let's just make sure in both equations. 10 plus 7 is 17. And we already verified that one. We're good. Let's go on to number 12. In triangle ABC, let's do the only thing I don't like about this whiteboard is whenever I have to draw these triangles, always defaults. I gotta fix. I'm sure there's a way to fix it. I gotta fix it so it doesn't do that every time. It makes it kind of a hassle to draw these triangles. Okay. All right. There we go. But it's very important to draw triangles when they talk about them and they don't show them. So the angle is C there, and then we can say A and B is arbitrary. Angle C is 90. If sine of A is 3/5, it's 3/5. The reason why, though, is because sine of an angle equals cosine of its complement, but it doesn't even matter. If you know that sine of A is 3/5, you know that opposite A is 3, and then the hypotenuse must be 5. Well, guess what? There's also a Pythagorean triple, 3, 4, 5. Guess what, though? It doesn't matter. Cosine is adjacent of B over hypotenuse, so it's still going to be 3/5. So you can do the shortcut and go super fast like I did, or you can make the triangle. For the linear function f, the graph of y equals f of x in the xy plane passes through the points 0, 2, and so it's a linear function passes through those points, which equation defines it. All right, let's first calculate the slope, and guess what? They give us a nice little y-intercept there. That's nice. So this is what I do. I stack the coordinates, subtract down. The slope is 6 minus 2 is 4. Difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. Slope is 2, so it should be y equals 2x mx plus b, and the y-intercept is 2, as I said. Oops. So 2x plus 2, boom, done. And then we're going to double check by plugging in the points. Plug in 0, I get 2. Plug in 2, I do get 6. We're good to go. Number 4. The 2017 Wyoming State Senate had 30 elected members consisting of Democrats and Republicans. Let D represent the number of Democrats who vote for a bill, and R represent the number of Republicans. For a bill to pass, more than half of the 30 senators, so 16, which the following represents all possible values of D and R for a bill to pass. Hold on, let me think about this for a second. Like, I want to say it's just A, because it's more than half. Just make sure I understand this correctly. The D represent the number of Democrats who vote yes. Oh, you vote yes for a bill. Okay, I missed that part. Vote yes for a bill more than half of this. Yeah, it's got to be A. It can't be B, because for a bill to pass. Yeah, can't be D, can't be B, because those are less than. And then the question is this, but the problem is this would include exactly half where it wouldn't pass, right? So it can't be just 15, it's going to be greater than 15. Okay, and we know, go to number 15. In the equation, C is a constant. If the equation has exactly one solution, we're going back to the discriminant, all right? Now, I could argue that we don't need the discriminant and we can probably figure out what this is anyways. I'm pretty sure C is 1, but because you know that's what would make it be a perfect square, but this is a nice one for a discriminant. Discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, so let's plug it in. Negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times c. And when there's one solution, discriminant equals 0. Now we got an equation. 4 minus 4c equals 0. You can already see it's 1, but let's subtract 4 from both sides. Negative 4c equals negative 4. Divide by negative 4c equals 1. Boom, done. 16. The table gives some values of possible lengths of x in miles of a monorail system and their corresponding cost to build f of x in millions of dollars. Okay, hold on. Gives values of x of miles. So if it's 5 miles, it costs 405. 10 miles, it looks linear, right? Because every time it's increasing by 405. I'm just making that observation. Okay, yeah, it's definitely linear. So look, we can already calculate the slope if you want this way, since I've done it like this. Normally I'd stack the coordinates of subtract, but we already got the increase. So the slope would be 4, because since they're saying this is the cost, y is the cost, this guy. So 405 over the change here over the change there. So 405 over 5. We can do this mentally because there's a nice trick for dividing by 5. You move the decimal over once and double it. So it's 81 is the slope. Or you can use the calculator if you want, doesn't matter. So I know I need, and it's this guy. It's the only one with the right slope. But now we can plug and chug and make sure. 5 plug in, we get 405. 10 plug in, we get 810. 15, you can do the calculator if you want, double verify, but we're good to go. These have y-intercepts. I mean, there shouldn't be a y-intercept. This makes no sense. That makes no sense. So yeah, we're good to go. 17. A set of data is represented by the scatter plot in the portion of the xy plane. Which of the following linear equations best models the data? Doesn't look very linear to me, but I guess it is what it is. So I'll just have to draw a line of best fit like this. That's just my best guess. Okay, it's my best job of creating a line of best fit. And line of best fit, it's like threading a needle, right? You're kind of like going through the middle of the points the best you can. So first of all, I see that we got a negative slope. That's nice because I can eliminate this guy. That's a positive slope. I also see that I should have a y-intercept of around 26. So that's going to probably eliminate this guy as well. I'm guessing it's C because I don't know. I'm just guessing that because they have two similar negative slopes. But now let's verify. So let's choose 2 points arbitrarily. Let's say that's 626. And then let's say, I'm trying to get a decent one. Let's say 20. This one is 24. I'm just going to estimate 2417 because we just need an approximation because these slopes are so different at this point that it's all good. Okay, so now let's calculate the slope. So we're going to take the difference of the y's, which is 9, over the difference of those, which is negative 18. Oh, it's negative 1/2. Wait. Well, hey, it's 2. It goes up by 2. Yeah, this slope is nonsense. This one doesn't make sense, so I was wrong. It's going to be A. Okay, now we're going to verify. We're going to plug in a couple things. Oh my God. I made a mistake. I totally made a mistake. Back up. Hold on. I don't need to back up that much. All right. Wait a minute. That's not the y-intercept. The y-intercept is higher. Oh, this is weird. This is strange. I guess it's going to be A, but look, the way that I have this drawn, you see, like I was thinking if you plug, okay, I got to rethink about this. 1 second. Let's just undo all of this. So I picked 2 points. Let me make sure I got it right. 626 and 2417. I mean, my line looks pretty good. Or let's do 1422 because that's an easier point. 1422, whatever. Still get the same slope. 1422. Okay, so 26 minus 22 is 4. 6 minus 14 is negative 8. 4 over negative 8. So the slope should be negative 1/2. I mean, it's got to be A. This is weird, though, because the y-intercept is not 26. You get what I'm saying? It's like, because this should go back farther. So it's like, if the slope is 1/2, the y-intercept every time, hold on, let me think about this for a second. It should be 27, 28, 29. The y-intercept should be 29. Okay, fair enough. But this is the only one with a close enough slope. I guess it's got to be A. I just don't love that y-intercept. But it's got to be that. All right. Number 18. That one kind of threw me for a loop there. We'll check the answers, and I'm pretty sure that's right. A certain book is available from a publishing company in both hardcover and paperback. The table shows the revenue and cost in 2016 for each of the hardcover and paperback books produced by the company. Okay. So you make $24 for the hardcover, 18 for the paperback. It costs, and revenue is not the profit. It's what you comes in total. So the profit would be here $10. Profit here would be $8. All right. The total cost for 200 of the books that were sold was between 2,000 and 2,200 and 2,400. Okay. The number of hardcover books that were sold. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this for a second. I'm assuming some of these are going to be beyond the 2,400. Yeah, so right here, this is out because 200, excuse me, 200 times. Oh, no, they're telling us 200 books. The cost for the 200 books. So if this is 200 is times 14 is 2,800, that's beyond that. Okay, I'm guessing this is too high too, but here, we'll use my calculator. 160 times 14. That's the cost there. But we also have to add in, if that's 160, that means 40 were paperback. So you also have to add in this. That goes beyond the scope. I mean, it's probably 120. Let's test 80. And then we'd say 80 times 14 plus 80 times 14 is the cost of the hardcover plus 120 because they add up to 200. 120 times 10, 1,200. But 1,200 plus 1,120, I think. 2,320. Oh, that's in the pocket. It's 80 actually because it's in between 22 and 24. I was wrong. I thought 120 was going to be right. Let's just make sure to debunk 120. 120 hardcover times 14 plus 80 times 10, 800. 800 plus, I'm just trying to make sure in case, sometimes these calculators do weird things with order of operations. 1200 plus 480 is 1680. 2480 is what it should be. Yeah, and that's too big. So it's got to be 80. Sweet. An analyst estimates that the cost of each paperback will increase by 50 cents each year after 2016. The cost of each paperback is by 50 cents. So the cost was, oh, paperback was 10, right? Yeah. The cost of each paperback. I'm just going to put out some numbers here. 10 and 1050, then 11. Miles the cost in dollars of each paperback 2 years after 2016. Each year. So the slope is 50 cents, not the y-intercept, boom, boom. And it's starting at 10. Yeah, has to be this. I don't know where the 18 comes from. Why is it 18? Which of the following models the cost in dollars of each paperback? Am I missing something? That's the revenue. It's just as simple as that. They just switch the numbers. Cost of each, yeah. Sorry. Sometimes when these seem very straightforward, I get a little nervous. So, and especially it's 19. 19 is not necessarily super hard, but still felt too straightforward. Line M is defined by this. Line P is parallel to that, which means it has the same slope. And pass through point 4, negative 3. So let's use, you know what? Let's use point slope to create this line. So y minus negative 3, we subtract that, equals negative 3/4 times x minus 4. Point slope is a good one. You should know it. That turns into a plus. And then they gave it to us in slope-intercept form. Distribute. Y plus 3 equals negative 3/4 x. Negative 3/4 times negative 4 is positive 3. Those two threes cancel out, right? Y equals negative 3/4 x. Now we're going to plug and chug and make sure that works. If I plug in 4, do I get negative 3? Yes, I do. All right, we're good. Number 21. Which of the following additional measures to the triangle provide enough information to determine the length of AB? All right. Ooh, they have one like this on the note calculator, sort of. Which of the following additional measurements of the triangle provides enough information to determine the length of AB? Well, it's a right triangle. Oh, well, definitely the length of AC, because then we can use Pythagorean's theorem. I think both of these, because if I got the measure of ABC, I know that's 90. Like, let's just pretend this is 45. And then I'd also know that this is 45. But then I can use trig. I could be like, all right, if I need to find AB, I'd just be like, sine of 45 equals x over 25. And then we'd have it. So either of those guys alone. We don't need them together. So yeah. Cool. 22. The solution to which system of inequalities is represented by the shaded region of the graph? All right. So this is clearly y is less than or equal to, because it's not dotted, it's solid. Y is less than or equal to 7. You guys are out, because that's a vertical line. X is less than or equal to 7. And then this is a positive slope. Wait. Oh, yeah, it's greater than. It's this one. Because I don't even have to verify that this is 2x plus 1, because it's the same. And it's above it. See how it's shaded above the line like that? So because it's shaded above, it's greater than or equal to. And then last but not least, if you want to choose a solution set, you can be like, hey, let me make sure. I mean, you should. One is not 100% definitive, but it's, just if you want to double check. -1, 5 is that coordinate. So that should work for both of them. So 5, yep, that's less than or equal to 7. -1 times 2 is -2 plus 1 is -1 is indeed, oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry, plug in 5 here. 5 is greater than or equal to -2 plus 1, and that's also true. We're good to go. 23. Let's go down here. Oh, don't glitch on me, my friend. Don't glitch. 23. Where is it? There we go. Okay, 31 minutes left. 23. Paulina has 28 books in her collection. The frequency table summarizes the number of pages in each book. if she buys a new book that has 62 pages, how will this impact the mean and the median number of pages of the books? Okay, so she's got 28. So right now, so it's in ascending order. Obviously, the mean's going to go up. So let's just say that's out. That's out. So the question is, will the median increase? Now, we got to find the current median. So we got 28. So the median right now is it's an even number. So the median is going to occur between the 14th and the 15th value. 1, 2, 3, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the median right now is 50. So old median is 50, new median. Okay, so now we have 29 values. So now there's an odd number, and the median's going to be right in the middle of 29, which is the 15th value. Why? Because then we have 14 values on the left side, 14 values on the right side, right? It's 28 plus the middle is 29. So the 15th value. I think the 15th value is still in that pocket. 1, 2, 3, 7, 12, and 17. Yeah, so the new median is still going to be that 50 value. So the median, the middle, median does not change, and the mean increases. Okay, 24. A recipe requires, and by the way, a mean will rarely change when you add a new value. The only way it doesn't change is if you're adding the new value that you add equals the current mean. A recipe requires F cups of flour. Arnold accidentally used 50% more flour than the recipe required. Okay, so he used 50% more. So it'd be 1.5 times F, which is D. Yeah, because when you do, he would use half of the flour. These two make 0 sense because this is like multiplying by huge multiples. But 50% more, you take the 50%, you add it to 1. Boom, done. Number 25, the table shows the distribution of objects in the collection by shape and color. If a triangle is selected at random, so if a triangle is selected at random, so now we're within this pocket, what's the probability that the selected triangle is red? 5 out of 12. So this is all, again, about the language. I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, oh, it's 5 out of, what's the total here? 14, 12, 26. You might be thinking it's A, right? That would say if a shape is selected at random, what is the probability that it is a red triangle? Then it's 5 out of 26. But they're saying if a triangle is selected at random, so we're not even looking at the rectangles. We're creating a subset of 12, and there's only 12 total triangles. What's the probability that it's red? Oh, it's 5 out of the total, 5 out of the total of triangles, 5 out of 12. 26. A group of students participated in a study. It was determined that for each hour of experience performing certain tests, time necessary for each student to complete the task decreased by 5%. Okay, hold on. Wendy took 30 minutes to complete the task with no experience. Hold on. Determine that for each hour. Oh, it's X. Okay. So we start with 30. No experience. 30 is the starting point. This should be the starting point, so that's wrong. So 30 minutes. And got it. So each hour, so every time, and X is the number of hours, right? Yeah. So every hour you're dropping it by 5%, it's C. Here's why. When we have the exponential equations, we know that a decrease, it's 1 minus that percentage, but in decimal format. So 1 minus 0.05 is 0.95. Now, if you want to double check this, you can be like, hey, what if that decreases by 5%, right? We'd be like 0.95 times 30 equals 28.5. So when X equals 1, we should get 20. You already know 28.5 should be what happens when X equals 1. So you could plug 1 in for these. This will definitely not give you 28.5. This one I know will give you 15. So that's a double verification. I always say have multiple methods to solve each of these problems. It's not about the best method. It's about a good method, knowing a multitude and what comes to you first, roll with that. An equation for the graph shown is this, where B is a constant. What is the value of B? Okay, B has to be -3, and I'm going to show you why in a second. This is in intercept form, which you got to know, right? So that means the two intercepts are represented here as 1, which is already represented by this guy. And then we got another y-intercept of -3. Well, it's always going to be x. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's 3. Sorry. So it's going to be x minus the x-intercept, which is -3, which turns into a plus. So it's x plus 3. And this is good. B should be 3 because you know that when you plug -3 in for x, in that case, it'll zero out, just like when you plug 1 in. So another way to think about it is always the signs are opposite. Okay. 28. School club is paid $3.15 for recycling C pounds of aluminum and P tons of paper. C pounds. The equation represents the situation. What is the interpretation of 60p? Okay. So this is probably the cost of each pound, right? So you're probably getting 50 cents for every pound of aluminum and 60 bucks for every pound of paper. So what does this thing in total represent? That's the total amount of money we're making from the paper. So if I got three pounds of paper, I'm making $180. I wonder if that's even true or like similar, like realistic. It's not the total weight. This is the total money. Oh, it's tons, not pounds. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Total amount of dollars the club is paid for. Not each ton. It's the total amount the club is paid for the amount of ton. The total amount the club is paid for P tons. Yeah, here, this is the answer. Because they didn't say each ton. That would be 60. But they said, what is the interpretation of 60p? Okay, so they're paid 60 each ton, but they're paid a total of 60p. What is the sum of the soluciones? Okay, I'm going to just get this. I'm going to just solve. There's that formula that I taught to you guys about as negative b over a, but it's not even in standard form. So let's just solve. We're going to, it's already nice and set up for us. Let's take the square root of both sides. X minus 3 equals plus or minus 9. Don't forget the plus or minus when you square root like that. Let's bifurcate then. X minus 3 equals positive 9 and x minus 3 equals negative 9. X equals add 3 to both sides, 12. X equals add 3 to both sides, negative 6. So the sum of the solutions is positive 6. Now, just for fun, x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 81. If you want to put it in set it equals 0, it's x squared minus 6x minus, so from minus 81, that's 72 equals 0. And I said the sum is always negative b over a. Oops, a is 1 in this case, so it's 6. Double verification. 30. Each of the 3 data sets represented by the 3 dot plots have 15 values. All right. 3, 11, 4, what? 3, 11, 14, 15. That's 16 values. What? That's so weird. Isn't that, am I crazy here? 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, that's 16 values. I don't even know why I counted that, but this is 15. I'm losing my mind. This is 16 values. 10, 14. That's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, the medians, so I believe the College Board made a mistake there. The medians of of data sets A, B, and C are A, B, and C respectively. Got it. Okay. Should be between A, B, and C. Okay. So the median here is A. So wow. Okay. Anyways, let's table that for a second. So C has 10. Okay. I don't know. This is so weird. I'd never seen this happen before. Okay. So then the median here, if it's 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the median here is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry. The middle value is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it doesn't matter. It's still a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's the middle value. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's probably D. Because if these guys are equal, we're kind of done, right? But anyways, let's just double check. And then this is 16, so the median will be between 8 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's here, kind of. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's, yeah, they're all equal. So even though there's that weird thing with the total count, it still doesn't change anything. Okay, free response. We're doing pretty good with 20 minutes to spare. Let's go. The side length of each square, the side length of square ABCD is twice the side length of EFG. EFGH. If the area of EFGH is 9, what is the area of this? Okay, it's 36. And I'm there's a way to know if the side lengths are doubled, then the area is the same proportion, but that's squared, so it's quadrupled. But you can also be like, hey, the area, that's a square, so these sides must be 3. Well, these sides must be 6 because they're double. Each side length is double. 36, boom, done. 32. The scatter plot shows 11 data points along with a line of best fit for the data. For how many of the data points does the line of best fit predict? Okay, hold on. For how many of the data points does the line of best fit predict that is less than the actual Y value? So here's the line of best fit, and that would be for all the points where the actual points are above. So it's because it's predicting a value that's actually less than the real value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Number 33. In the given equation, C is a constant. The equation has no solution. Okay, what does that mean? That means when we have an equation like this, it means that these two parts should be equal to each other, and then there should be some extra piece that throws it off. It's kind of like saying x equals x plus 1. This will never be true, because if x is 5, this side will be 6. If this side is 1,000,000, that side will be 1,000,001. So all C has to be to make this no solution is C has to be 1/4, because then it's 1/4 x equals 1/4 x plus 2, kind of like this, right? It'll never be true. What number is 1% greater than 7,000? Now I can tell you it's 7,070, but how do we get there if you don't want to do it mentally like this? Well, remember, I told you a 1% increase, it's like you take 1 plus 1% in decimal format. And now we multiply that by 7,000. Oops. That looks like a 6. And you can do it like this. And you're good to go. Okay, we got 18 minutes, plenty of time. All right, two-part question. Percentage of components liquid mixture by volume. Component A, percentage of components. So 10%, 25%. All right, liquid mixture is composed of 4 components of each component. Okay, so I guess they're different components. The volume of each component prior to mixing. Okay, so the volume doesn't change. A procedure can be used to extract the individual components that were combined. Individual components. Hold on. Okay, so that makes up the entire mixture. I get it now. So component D, it makes up the largest percentage of this whole thing. Extract the individual components. When the procedure is applied to extract the components in the mixture, a portion of the volume of the components may be lost. Got it. If the volume of component B in the liquid mixture is 1 milliliter in the liquid, this is before the extraction, what is the total volume of millimeters of the liquid mixture? All right, this is how I'm going to do it. So if that's 25% is 1, I'm going to say then that 5% is 0.2. Because it's like, I could set up a bunch of proportions, but this is the way that I'm going to roll with it. 25%, so to get is 1, divide both by 5, 5% equates to 0.2. Now I can do something really cool. Now it's just multiples of 5%. So this is 2 5%, so 2 times 0.2, this is 0.4 milliliters or whatever. This is 4 times 5%, 20%, 4 times that is 0.8. And this is 9 times 5, 9 times 0.2 as well is 1.8. I hope that made sense. I hope I didn't make it confusing. Again, you can set up a proportion if you want, but okay, now let's add these up. So it's 0.4, that's 1.2 plus 1 plus 1.8, and that's 3, and that's 4. So it's 4 milliliters. Now, if you're at all like, hey, I'm not sure about this one, okay, so think about now you can go back and double check. 1 out of 4 is indeed 25%, so we're good there. 0.8 out of 4 is indeed 20%, because 20 times 5 is 100. 8 times 5, 0.8 times 5 is 4. There you get what I'm saying. So the total volume is 4 milliliters. 36. The procedure was applied to a new sample of 9 millimeters to extract component C. Okay. So first of all, 9 milliliters. And since 20% of the mixture, 20% of 9 is C, there was 1.8 milliliters of C. Due to the loss of volume from the procedure, extracted volume was only 90% of the original volume. What was the extracted volume? So it should have gotten 1.8, but instead it only got 90% of this. So I take this value and I multiply it by 0.9. 1.8 times 0.9 is 1.62. All right, there it is. Okay, I got that right? Extract component C, so 9 milliliters, and then we got 20%. Yeah, it's just that was just a confusing one based on the wording, but I think we got it. Here we go. The functions f and g are defined above where b is a constant. And f times g equals this. What does the value be? All right, what they're saying is if you multiply two functions, you get this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the two functions up top. I'm not even going to think about it. Again, maybe there's a slightly faster way, but this is what's popping in my mind, and I'm rolling with it. FOIL. 3x to the fourth minus 9x cubed plus 3bx cubed minus 9bx squared. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes. 3x to the fourth. Negative 9x cubed plus 3bx cubed minus 9. Okay, so the first thing is the squared term, of course, matches with this. The quartic terms, those match, but that doesn't help us. And in order for this to equal that, I already know b's got to be 1/3. It has to be. And that's just for these two to match, so we're done. Now I can double verify. If b is 1/3, I times it times 3, I get 1x cubed plus negative 9x cubed. I do get that negative 8x cubed. Double verification, we're good to go. 38 for the final one. Gonna finish a little early. The rectangular mirror shown above has width 3 feet. Hold on. So 3, they're saying this length here is 3, because that's the mirror, and this height or length is 5. And then this mosaic border, width of x feet. If the area of the mirror with the border is 35, what is the width? Okay. I know it's 1 because you can you can plug and chug in your mind. If the whole thing is 35, it's got to be 1, because then the whole length would be 3 plus 1 plus 1, which is 5. 5 plus 1 and 1 is 7, and that gives you the right answer. But that's one way, if it kind of pops in your mind. This is the standard way to do it. You know that this side is 3 plus, not x, but plus 2x. It's x and x. So it's 3 plus 2x. This other side is 5 plus 2x. And they're saying the area is 35, FOIL. So then it's 15, 6x plus 10x is 16x, right? Plus 4x squared equals 35. Let's rearrange this. 4x squared plus 16x. Then I'm going to subtract 35 from both sides. Minus 20 equals 0. Divide everything by 4 because I can just throw that away because there's 0 on that side. X squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. Factor. X, it's got to be plus 5 minus 1. We get solutions of negative 5 and 1. That's obviously a throwaway because it can't be a negative, and you also get 1 there. Anyway, it's not even that long to do the standard method. It's not like I'm opposed to it by any means. I think in the past I would have done that, but I said, hey, well, let me see if I can play with the numbers mentally And it's like pretty obvious that it has to be 1, because as soon as you go to 2, or I guess it could be less than, it could be a fraction, but if you go to 2, it's just way too big, because now we're talking about 7 times 9, 63, etc. So, all right, that's it. We got extra time. Now, if I was taking this thing for real, I'd obviously, as you should, use the time to review everything, but we're good to go here. So let's go ahead and check the answers. Okay. Oops. Oh, man, this is really kind of glitching. It's just not glitching, but it's just going so slowly. All right, now let's close this. All right, math calculator. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Come back in here. Here we go. Oh, don't glitch. Don't glitch. No. Oh, it's going slow again. Hold on. All right, it's not too bad. Come on, buddy. Come on, Miro. Okay, hopefully this doesn't freak out on me. We're almost there. We're almost done with the video. Okay, so then we got A, B, D, C. Oh, God. All right, let me try and refresh one more time. Come on, buddy. All right, so we got A, B, D, C. Then we've got B, C, D, C. B, C, D, C. Then we've got D, B, D, A. D, B, D, A. Then 13, we've got C, A, C, A. Sweet. Then 17, we've got A, A, C, B. All right, so far so good. 21, we've got C and B. All right, let's move it on. Okay, 23, we've got C, D, B, C. C, D, B, C. Amazing. 27, we got A, D, B, D. A, D, B, and D. Yeah, all the multiple choice is correct. All right, now we go into the free response. We got 36, 5, we got 1/4, we got 7,070, we got 4. Oh, sorry. This is the 4 for 35. 1.62, legend. 1/3, and for the win, 1. All right, amazing, knocked it out. I would say this was a pretty difficult one. On the harder side, for sure. My opinion. Love to hear your opinions. If you do have thoughts on the difficulty or extra questions or whatever, leave your questions in the comment section below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please click that like button. If you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, make sure to click subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I wish you the best of luck in your SAT journey. And I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.